Did you call bank? I called game.
What's up, Pack Nation? It is Pack here. In today's video, they have released the top 20 player ratings for NBA 2K20, and I'm going to talk about whether I agree with them or not, and basically tell you who's the best and least best of the top 20 for NBA 2K20. Now, before this video starts, be an OG, join the Pack Nation, and subscribe. And also, if you want to win NBA 2K20 for free, I'm giving away 5 copies. All you have to do is follow me on Instagram, and you can enter that giveaway, and I'll put you in a randomizer, and you could win either 1 Legend Edition, or there's going to be 4 regular editions. So get on that. Now, I'm going to start at number 16 because the first 5 players are actually tied for number 16 with rating 88. The 5 players are Blake Griffin, Rudy Gobert, Donovan Mitchell, Kemba Walker, and also Jimmy Jordan. I'm going to start with Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin is an 88 overall. He has gone +1 from NBA 2K19 where he was an 87 overall. And I actually agree with this. Blake Griffin actually had a career best season last year. And then when he tried to play in the playoffs, because he was injured, he did amazing when he was playing and he was injured. That's how good Blake Griffin is. And I think he's going to be really, really good next season. That's why they bumped him up to an 88. I agree. I don't think he's a 90 overall just yet. I know people think because he's doing the best he's ever done in his career, he should be a 90 overall. I get that reasoning. But when he was playing and when he was not injured and when he was playing his best, the Pistons still weren't winning a lot in the East. So it also matters how many games he wins when it comes to rating wise. That's why he's at an 88. And I kind of agree with the rating in my opinion. The next player though is Rudy Gobert, who's also an 88. Now, a lot of people think that Rudy Gobert is kind of overrated. I disagree. Rudy Gobert puts up better numbers every single season. He's the best defender in the NBA, according to the NBA, because he won Defensive Player of the Year. A great rebounder, one of the best in the NBA, and the guy can score. Like, he's not a bad scorer. He actually does pretty well. The problem why he went -1 from NBA 2K19 because he was an 89 overall back in 2K19 was because he did pretty bad in the playoffs. Now, not awful, but he just didn't do as good as he did in the regular season. And you can't disappear in the playoffs. The Jazz are going to need everybody to step up if they want to contend for a championship this season. So that's why he's at an 88. And now he's not considered the best player on the team anymore. Now he's tied with Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell is also an 88 overall in NBA 2K20, +1 from last year. Now, the reason they bumped up Donovan Mitchell is because he did amazing stats, but I don't know why they bumped him up. He did also worse in the playoffs, and he was really inefficient in the playoffs. If they're going to downgrade Rudy Gobert, shouldn't they also downgrade Donovan Mitchell? I mean, doesn't that make sense? I don't know. Maybe that's just an opinion. I think at the moment Rudy Gobert is better, but I think Donovan Mitchell can step up this year and pass Rudy Gobert. So that's why I don't agree with them being the even rating at the moment. And also something to consider is that Mike Conley isn't on this list. Is Mike Conley also an 88? Should he be in the contending run for the best player on the team? We're going to have to find out, right? The next player is Kemba Walker, or Cardiac Kemba, who is now on the Celtics. He was on the Hornets, having an amazing season. He was a 90 overall for the first time in his 2K career last year, but now he's an 88 overall. He did end the season as 88. He's continuing NBA 2K20 as 88. And I agree because his performances went a little lower throughout the year. That's why they put him at 88. I think Kemba Walker's a great player. He's going to be a good fit for the Celtics. I think 88's a nice rating for him. He's a great player. There's nothing denying that. And he could maybe prove everyone wrong and be even better back into a 90 overall during the season. We'll see. But the other player is Jimmy Jordan, or Jimmy Butler, who was on the Philadelphia 76ers, and now he is on the Miami Heat as the best player on the Heat. He's also an 88 overall. So this one is the one I kind of feel weird about. I know that his stats went down, but when y'all tell me all the time, stats aren't everything. Yes, his stats went down, but he was at the Sixers where there was so much talent. Of course, his numbers were going to go down scoring wise. And he was still able to average about 20 points per game with all that talent on the team. That's how good Jimmy Butler is. And he's one of the best defenders in the NBA, one of the best two-way players in the league right now, next to like Paul George. Jimmy Butler is good. He's an amazing closer. Because of all these things, and he's pretty efficient, I thought Jimmy Butler should have been a 90 overall. I know there's going to be a lot of disagreeing with that and everything, but at least an 89 overall in my opinion. I don't think Jimmy Butler should have been 88. I think he should have gone up at least 1 overall in my opinion. Now tied for 14th is Karl Anthony Towns and Klay Thompson. We'll start with Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns puts up amazing numbers every single season, but he never does good enough to get his team into the playoffs. And then even though they made it last year into the playoffs, that was mainly because Jimmy Butler was so clutch in the clutch. Karl-Anthony Towns needs to find a way to make himself good enough to get his team into the playoffs. They kind of have the talent, maybe not anymore, not this season. But last season they had the talent. They had Andrew Wiggins, who also needed to step up. Karl-Anthony Towns can be as good as he wants, but if he's not making the playoffs, he's not going to have a great rating. That's just how basketball goes. He's an 89 overall. He was a 91 in NBA 2K19. They removed 2 overall from him, and I understand why. You got to win, fam. Now with Klay Thompson, he went from an 88 to an 89. And I don't know if I agree with that. I understand the reasoning they're looking for. Klay Thompson's always been consistently good. And he really fought hard to come back into the playoffs, even though he was injured. He tried and he was injured, but still, he's a fighter. I respect that so much, and that's probably why they gave him a little bump up. And because whenever he comes back, there's going to be less talent on the Warriors, he's going to be getting even more points theoretically, right? But when you're injured for a whole season or half a season, I don't expect your rating to go up. It arguably should go down, but an 88 should be fine with Klay Thompson. That's still a really good rating for him. Again, one of the best two-way players in the NBA, but he's injured, so don't raise his rating up. I think it should have stayed at an 88. Agree to disagree there, maybe. Now we're tied with the 12th best player in the NBA with Russell Westbrook and Nikola Jokic. Now this one actually has a lot of controversy, these two specifically. So Russell Westbrook, a lot of people think he should be bumped up. I thought he should be bumped up because there's another player on this list that is higher than him, and everyone's like, why is he higher? Russell Westbrook averages a triple-double and is an MVP in the NBA, but he is extremely inefficient. His points per game went down even more this season, and in the playoffs, he did even worse. He's actually been doing pretty bad lately. Now, he's still averaging a triple-double, and I'm not going to take that away from him. A lot of people go like, oh, he's stat padding. He's still getting a triple-double. I'm not going to take that away from him. He's a good player. He gets his teammates open with a team that doesn't really have a lot of talent there. I'm impressed with Russell Westbrook for the most part. But when I look at people who are above in this list, I go, you know what? At this moment, I don't think he's better than them. He's only getting older. His game requires a lot of athleticism, which he's only going to lose. He might prove me wrong with the Rockets. I hope he does. I think he will. But at this moment, I don't think he should be above a 90. I don't think so. The next one, though, is Nikola Jokic, and this is the one that you're going to get mad at me for. But a lot of people agree. Nikola Jokic is only a 90, and why? He was a 92 overall at the end of NBA 2K19, and now he's a 90. But why? The guy averages almost a triple-double, or at least close enough. He averages Russell Westbrook numbers. The difference is Nikola Jokic is extremely efficient, and he won a playoff series this season. If that's the case, is Nikola Jokic not better than Russell Westbrook? I know Russell Westbrook's a lot more athletic. You could argue he's even a better defender, but Jokic is really efficient, and he's winning. And even though he barely beat the Spurs as the second team in the West, and he could have beat the Blazers but failed, and he didn't really show up in the clutch or anything, I still believe they have a really good team there. I believe he's the best player on that team easily, and I think he's one of the best centers in the NBA. I think right now, he's better than Russell Westbrook. I think he should be at least a 91, but y'all can disagree and agree on that later, right? So, now we're tied with 10th on the list with Kyrie Irving and Joel Embiid. Kyrie Irving is a great NBA player who's efficient in three-point shooting and normal field goal percentage, gets good amount of assists, scores a lot. But for some reason, the Celtics weren't winning last season, and he was apparently the reason. That's what people were saying. So, because of that, they lowered his rating from a 92 to a 91. Do you think Kyrie Irving's better than Russell Westbrook? If you look at the numbers, yes. But Kyrie's more efficient. And he's won an NBA championship. I know he wasn't the best player, but neither Russell Westbrook when they were close. So I have to say right now, yeah, Kyrie might be the better player. I think it's barely, but I think Kyrie's the better player than Russell Westbrook. He's a 91 overall. I think that's going to be okay with him, especially because he's not going to be on the Nets. And we don't know how that's going to turn out. I think 91's good for Kyrie Irving, honestly. The next one is Joel Embiid. He went from a 93 overall to a 91, and I'm kind of triggered by that, honestly. Joel Embiid, who is the best center in the NBA right now, great defender, great scorer in the post, amazing numbers, almost 30 a game, but he's a 91 overall? No. I know he didn't do great in this playoffs with the Sixers, but you know what? You have so much talent on that team, and they dedicated the clutch time to Jimmy Butler. He never got his chance to show up in the clutch time. That wasn't his job for some reason. I think Joel Embiid is going to be now the focus of the offense during the playoffs, and he's going to surprise everybody. I still think Joel Embiid is extremely competitive and a great defender. I think he should be bumped back up to a 93 because that's how good he is in my opinion. Now 9th is Damian Lillard at 92 overall. I have no complaints there. Destroyed OKC, beat the Nuggets to make it to the conference finals, and even though he got bodied by the Warriors, it's a super team. I mean, come on guys, what did y'all expect? Damian Lillard's a great player. 92 overall is perfect for him. Now at number 8 is Paul George. Almost Defense Player of the Year. Great stats. Now he's on the Clippers to be sidekick with Kawhi Leonard. 93 overall, I have no problem with that. He was even in an MVP conversation. Maybe some people think he should be higher, but I think 93 is good for him. Anthony Davis, 94. Now, his stats did go lower this year because of the whole situation with him not wanting to play with the Pelicans anymore. But, to be fair, if you look at his per 36, he still would have had an amazing season, as he always does. There's no change in that. 94 is good. You could argue that Anthony Davis should be even higher, but you have to win. And the Pelicans don't win a lot. So if they were winning a lot, he could be a 96. He could arguably be one of the best players in the NBA right now, like top 3. But he's got to do something, right? And I think with the Lakers, he's going to have that chance to show that. He could be the best player on the Lakers this season. We don't even know, but we'll find out, right? Now at number 6, it is Steph Curry at 95 overall. Steph Curry is apparently not a top 5 player in the NBA. Now, we all know how good Steph Curry is. He's changed the NBA. I don't know if he's top 5, honestly. I think he's really good, and I think he's going to remind a lot of people how good he is this season without Kevin Durant. And now he's going to be the main best player on the Warriors. He's going to remind a lot of people how good he is. But we're going to have to see if he's still a top 5 player in the NBA. We don't know. Now, for tied 3rd place, it is James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Giannis. James Harden's a 96. Kevin Durant was a 97, now is a 96, and Giannis is a 96. There's reasons for this. James Harden is still an amazing player, but he refuses to show up in the clutch moments to win championship level games. He failed to beat the Warriors without Kevin Durant with a great team. I don't know why James Harden can't pull it off, so that's why he stayed at 96 and didn't go higher. Kevin Durant is injured, and we don't know how good he's going to be when he returns because it's a bad injury. But he should still be a 96 overall. He's still one of the best players in the NBA. There's no doubt about that. Giannis is a 96. I disagree. Even though he was kind of clamped by Kawhi in the playoffs, I still think Giannis is so dominant, and he's going to show us how good he is. He might even make the NBA Finals this season. But 96 overall, tied for the 3rd best player, is okay with him for the moment. I think these are all pretty accurate too. This last one I also agree with. At number 1, it is Kawhi Leonard and LeBron James. Kawhi Leonard goes +2 from a 95 to a 97, and LeBron goes +1 from a 96 to a 97, now tied as the best players in the NBA. The 2 Los Angeles best players are tied for the best players in the league. Kawhi Leonard won an NBA championship. Of course, he should be a 97 overall. The best two-way player in the NBA right now, period. He has shown the NBA that he's really, really good, and he's even a sleeper, in my opinion, to win MVP this season and win the championship again. He might actually do it. LeBron James, we know how good LeBron James is, and even though he kind of fell off a little bit this season, but just a little bit, he was injured, and also his team was injured too. He didn't have all the talent he needed, so I kind of give him a slide this season. We'll see if that continues this season with Anthony Davis or not, but I think they're both the best players in the NBA tied right now. That's it for this video, you guys. Do you agree with 2K or not? Leave it in the comments below, and if you like my channel, give it a sub, and I'll see you guys next time.
Did you call bank?